Alrighty, we are back with the Ballad of Polytopia. We're watching a replay that was shared to me through the Polytopia Reddit. And, whew, there's a lot here that needs some help. So, I'm going to do everything I can to avoid having any names. I'll do some editing just in case, because, oh boy, this game needs some help. So the main question is, how do you deal with early Vengir aggression? Now, I already have a couple videos that kind of explain how to deal with it, but this game pretty much shows exactly not how to deal with it. But I'm not here to call you out. We're actually going to do everything I can to try to give you pointers to show, hey, this will help you improve in the future, and I look forward to seeing your improvements in future games. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. It's going to be a Barter versus Vengir. Vengir is going to be going first. Go ahead and hit play for a little bit. He does an okay job, levels up the workshop, no big deal, finds his first village, moves on over, picks up forestry, and boom. I don't know if you guys saw that, because it's going really fast. This is one of those moments where the replay needs to be a little bit slower, so adjustable replay speeds, please. But, anywho, that is not the point. Did you guys notice it? I bet y'all didn't. It's right there. Those are Vengir borders. Right off the bat, we already know that unless it's a barter mirror, but Vengir's right there, and they've already captured a village right here above that forest tile. Now our barter player has to make a choice. They still have 5 stars. What are they going to be doing with said 5 stars? Well, they've already picked up forestry. Honestly, that's not the worst thing that could happen. They could have picked up writing, but they went with forestry instead, and I can't really blame them. They want a stronger early game economy. That's not the worst part. But right here is a choice that they have to make. You know, Vengir, or at least your opponent, is right up there in the north. And the worst thing you could be doing is fighting your opponent completely blind. What I would recommend doing here is nothing. Alright, let me further explain. So here we are, gonna be in my little educational tool. This is all the vision that we have. We know that we have a lake right over here. Vengir's up to the north. We have no idea what's off to the side. But what I am suggesting is, oh my goodness, it's a little bit tricky. So what I am suggesting here is do nothing for what you can do next turn. Oh, whoops. Let's go ahead and add a new drawing layer. So that way I can go ahead and get that taken care of. Is what you want to do, or what I would be recommending in this case, you want to ensure that you're going to be able to see everything that Vengir is doing, because you got to prepare for everything that they're doing. You can't do that right now, not without vision. So if you wait a turn, and it's just 1 star that you're passing up for this, you just wait a turn to move your warrior off to this side, and it's going to go ahead and clear this cloud, it's going to clear this cloud, it's going to clear this cloud, it's going to clear this cloud, and it's going to clear this cloud. The explorer would then pretty much be going this way. It would want to go here, or here, 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 or here, or here. So that's 2. And then it would be going 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. But like, look at that. Look how much vision that you're getting over your opponent in this scenario. So that's why what I would be recommending is, because if you don't spend the extra turn for the explorer, then it has to go either here, 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 or here, or hey, let's hide that again. That's true. We could also go down over here. So look at all the possible directions it could go if you chose to explore this exact turn. Versus just moving your guy over 1, and then the explorer in most of the scenarios is going to be going north. That's just something that you have to learn over time, that hey, sometimes you just delay leveling up cities in order to get the best possible outcome. Now notice, even with all of that planning said and done, I did show that hey, the worst case scenario is the explorer ends up going up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Which, okay, yeah, like this is the worst case scenario about how much vision you could possibly be getting in this case. And if we go ahead and just clear out, whoops, not that line. If we go ahead and clear out that line, and then hide that back up, yeah, like that's not that great. Like, let's be honest, that's pretty terrible about how much vision you could have uncovered right there. But that is a very specific thing that it could do. Now, it can happen. It absolutely could happen, but the chances of that actually happening are very slim. So, next time, maybe try considering waiting a turn, so that way you can mostly guarantee a good explore on your opponent to see everything that's going on. Alrighty, so we're going to try to continue exactly where things left off. What they're going to end up doing is they pick up the workshop right here. And getting a couple stars. And look at that. Vengir is on the move. They see your borders, and at that point, you know they're going to be picking up swords. Now, this could either be their starting swordsman, or it could be another one that they trained. If it's another one they trained, they're going to be wasting a lot of resources on swordsmen as long as you know how to appropriately fight them. Let's see how that goes. Alrighty, excellent. Picks up the riding technology, picks up organization to collect fruit. That's excellent. And oh, okay. Oh shoot. Okay, so they're killing your warriors. Oh, that's warrior down. That's another one. Whittle down. Oh shoot. What? No. Okay. So, yeah. You've got some techniques you got to be working on. Let's go ahead and rewind it a bit, and then insert little sound here. And I'm not gonna do that. I don't have time to look up royalty-free thingy. Anywho, so you did everything right when it came to technology. You knew that, hey, you're going to need organization. Let's go ahead and get this village leveled up. You're going to need riders. Excellent. You picked up riding. That is pretty much all of the best stuff that you could be doing here. But you kind of threw your units away. Now, granted, you are going to be losing some units in all of these exchanges that's going to be going on. And you trained the correct units. Like, all the units you were training here, all the techs you're picking up, everything, that's excellent. You've got wonderful game sense. But sadly, since we're fighting in the dark, we don't know how big of a threat it is at this current point of time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick pause to uncover all the fog. Because what's going on right now, they've got one swordsman. They've got a second swordsman that's going up over here. And since they trained a swordsman, their economy is in absolute shambles. They don't have any stars. They've got, okay, their capital's leveled up 1. And they picked up a workshop because Vengir has no choice to. But, yeah, their economy is really hurt. So now's the time for you to overwhelm them. So we're going to go ahead and let a turn play out. They're going to move. Organization moves everything about. And trying to see where the best turn is. So we're not gonna worry about that rider, but that rider got put in a very terrible position because swordsmen can really mess up riders from full health. I'm trying to remember. I think they can actually one-shot them, if I recall. Oh man, let me go use a Polytopia calculator real fast. Yep. The swordsman can one-shot a rider. Yup. Alright, so here we are, where I can draw around freely and like add a little bit of a smiley face. We're gonna go ahead and select orange, as I find that a little bit easier for me to see. Let me know what would be easier for y'all. And, so this unit has already moved right over to here, uncovering these clouds, and oh boy, there's two swordsmen. Yes, Vengir, what Vengir was hoping to do is just waltz on in, right over here, go bop-a-da-bop-a-da-bop, and then capture your city. That's what they're wanting to do. So we should start doing everything we can to avoid that from happening. We've got options. Now we know, because of these borders right over here, that their city is going to be located right over here. What would be easier for us to deal with? I personally think it would be better for us to kill this unit off. I'm going to go ahead and keep this little arrow right here. We're just going to keep that arrow right there. I think it would be easier to kill this unit off and uncover these three clouds. That would be my goal that I would recommend pursuing. The question is can we do it? Well, let's see. We got 1 unit. We're going to need 3. We got 2 units. And, well, due to zone of control, nope, that's not happening. You can chop these trees, so that way this rider could come around. But, I understand if you don't want to be chopping trees just to be moving units about like that, especially if you've got an earlier mindset that, no, I need to save my trees, save the planet. Well, that's not why we do that. We do that because we're greedy and we want to level up these cities as much as possible. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But that's not enough to fully level it up. And then sawmill would be 7, 8, 9, and we need. Is it 9 that we need? So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we need 9. So I doubt that you did the counting ahead to see, hey, do you need 8 or 9? But if you also pick up roads, then that could be the 9th. So you could go ahead and chop these trees down to then use this rider first. Well, why the rider first? The reason why we use the rider first is he goes in, he goes bop-a-da-bop-a-da-bop, and then he flees somewhere safe. Most likely back to, yeah, pretty much back to here, to this spot right here. What that accomplishes is the rider gets a hit, flees all the way back, and then gets to start healing. That way you're not having to spend stars on buying as many new units. That's one of the strengths about riders, is the fact that they get to constantly heal. So once the rider does its first hit, we can then move this warrior over here and go bop-a-da-bop-a-da-bop. And with that bop-a-da-bop, oops, then just gonna have this warrior go in, secure the kill, and this warrior is most likely dead. But that's okay. What we're accomplishing here is A, we're whittling down our first swordsman, and B, we're gaining vision of these 3 tiles, which is what we are needing right now because we didn't explore. That warrior's not going to be doing anything else. This warrior, that's actually standing right over here, is going to die. And I would like to assume that the enemy has a unit that's then going to go in for a trade. So we need to start training units up stat. So this warrior needs to go over here, and hopefully and this is the reason why we didn't want to immediately start popping all the fruits, is we would have wanted to train a rider here, here, and a warrior here in this city so we can start dealing with these swordsmen. Because the sooner we start dealing with it, the better. We have the stronger economy, the enemy just can't keep up. For them, it's not happening. That's not the case though, so we're just gonna move on, but that is how I would have dealt with this turn right over here, start killing off these swordsmen. We're gonna try to resume with the replay. So they're gonna start moving about, and look at that. The rider got moved to a position and immediately got one-shot by the swordsman. Gotta be careful about that. You gotta be aware about the swordsman's possible movement, and you gotta respect that they can one-shot your riders. Because your riders, they're the answer. That or archers, but riders are like a mix of riders and archers will do you a good amount of work against Vengir. But if they get to kill your riders off for free like that, there's not much that you're gonna be able to do. So that goes ahead and gets killed off. He's going to be fending off this swordsman right over here. Trains a warrior. Excellent job. Oh my goodness. He killed a different rider. He got very lucky that he chose not to kill or at least really weaken the unit that's right there on the capital. Because right now Vengir's got a lot of pressure. He could easily start applying more of it. Right over here, we know that... Oh, excuse me. We already know that they have organization. So they're trying to level up and improve their economy. You're running out of time. Because even a little bit of improved economy means they can start pumping out multiple swordsmen, which means that the race is over. It was a fun game anyways. But you're not out of the race yet. You still got plenty that you can do. First off, we're going to have to keep training up our units. Okay, he's going to go ahead and level up our city right over there. And again, since we didn't explore the first time, this would have been an okay moment to explore. It wouldn't have been as strong as the exploration right over here, but you'd be able to pick up vision that you kind of desperately need at this point. You got to figure out what Vengir's up to. Are they investing everything into military? Are they focusing on economy like they really should? What units are they training? Are they trying to secretly pick up knights to just take everything away from you? You don't know. Even though knights isn't the right answer for Vengir, they've got swords. But you need that vision. So next time, it's okay to lose a little bit of stars per turn to gain vision. Vision's a very powerful tool in this game. What else can be said? Pretty much, you should be using your riders for taking the trading hits and your warriors to secure the kills. Because your riders, it's pointless to have your riders level up against swordsmen. The swordsmen are just going to kill your riders anyways. But your warriors, if your warriors soak up all the kills, the warriors are your tanks of your army right now. So if you can make a veteran warrior, you're golden. There are different opinions about when to level up and where, but you should definitely be trying to level up those warriors. And not the other way around, because riders, they can heal up and then run all the way back into battle. What else can we cover over here? So, again, sends the rider forward so that it gets one shot by the swordsman. Don't forget that swordsmen, even with zone of control, they still have one movement, so zone of control really doesn't affect swordsmen. And swordsmen can one-shot your riders, so keep your riders appropriately spaced. And don't let that happen. Right over here, you're going to go with city walls. That is perfectly okay to be going with. I understand, but it'd be a little bit better if we could start getting a giant. Because a giant followed up by catapults. Now that's a way that you can start dealing with all of these swordsmen. You need a different answer. Your opponent's starting to attack up. You should as well. And you kind of have the technology to be... You kind of have the economy to be doing it. So what I would recommend maybe on the following turn is start building more lumber huts. Heck, build lumber huts here at a Orcork. Level it up, get some stars, increase your economy, and then after that, a couple of other lumber huts, and level up Gulak to get the population bonus, and pop out your first giant. Because you need to establish a front line, hopefully a little bit up in front of the cities, not at your city. Because if it's at your city, you're very limited on what you can train most of the time. Throwing all of your units in, and look at that. Now you're forced to be using your riders to uncover fog. Well, sort of. We're gonna go one more turn. One more turn on this before I pause again. Okay, good. That rider's doing it what it needs to do. And so you almost kill off that swordsman, which, oh, okay, fair enough. You tried, and that part didn't work out. But here's the part that hurts to watch. You threw all of your riders so they can get cleaned up by all of the swordsmen. So I'm going to take one more screenshot because this is pretty much the last thing that we'll be going over. So give me one more moment. So we're trying to understand what is the proper way to be moving our riders about. Well, in this case, you need to understand about how far these swordsmen can go. Swordsmen have a movement of 1, so they pretty much are threatening everything within this range. Everything within this range they can hit. That's a lot. This rider did what it needed to do. It got you the vision that you needed. So he's gonna die for his cause. That is completely acceptable. But now we need to start fighting fighting back for the lands. We need to start kicking Vengir away from your borders. So we're going to go ahead and erase all that. Remember, we've got pretty much all of this. We're going to kind of... We're actually going to go ahead and use a red real fast. We're going to just do this. And then kind of just do this. And let's see if I can kind of just... Nope. Alright, kind of make it a little bit transparent. There we go. Sort of. Hey, sort of. It's good enough for me. So all of these spaces, you know what? I got a better idea. Instead of dealing with all that, what if we just put little dots? Like a little dot here, a little dot here, a little dot here, 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 dot here. All right. And dot here, dot here, dot here. Yeah, that looks right. So all of these dots, we don't want our riders to end their turn on. Luckily, this rider has an easy escape. We can just go right on over to here, and then he could spend the next 2 turns recovering to full health, and then you don't have to be spending those stars again. During that time, you could be, of course, training out new riders to be fighting the enemy, but after those 2 turns, this rider's going to be back to full health. Same thing with this rider. So this rider should probably just go back to here, where no one else is going to be going. And same thing with this rider. This rider should be going all the way back to here. And look at that. With that, those riders are safely out of threat, they're out of the danger zone. They're no longer going to be dying. Then they can spend the next 2 turns to recover up and return to the fight. This rider has an issue though, because there's nowhere really good for him to go, not without roads. So maybe, even though I literally was just saying, oh, you need to be picking up, putting a rider right over here. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, what if you started training just warriors here as well? You could save a little bit on turns. Or at least until there's no more swordsmen in this spot right over here. Oh my goodness, it is so hard to not rotate this screen. We're gonna wee barrel roll. Wee. All right, fixed. So once you train up move all those units back, I'm gonna be probably just putting you here. And I guess we just go ahead, we train another warrior here, another rider here, and another rider here, as this spot is free. But you need to consider picking up roads, so that way this rider all the way over here that is currently having issues with the swordsman on this tile, so that way they can start getting to the battlefield safely, and then you can also establish roads and level up the capital that way. Plus, roads just make riders even more stronger and insane with how far they get to move. But, so there we go. There's the last way of how to be moving your units out. Get them all the way out of threat's range, train out more units, and then you kind of just have a steady flow of riders going bop-a-da-bop, running all the way back, heal up, and then returning to the battlefield. Warriors' jobs are to soak up the hits, because they have slow mobility. They can't get out of the threat's range, so they're stuck there. But they have more defense, and they can take the hits from the swordsman, or at least one of them. So there you go. We'll go ahead and finish up watching the rest of the game. So at this point, he moves his riders kind of forward in the wrong way. The swordsmen are going to go ahead and keep spawning. They're going to keep killing off these units. This rider kind of has no reason to be running forward. That rider had no reason to be going forward. Picks up mathematics. Okay, that's a good technology pick. That is not the end of the world. In fact, that's going to help you hold the city walls a lot better, as well as, boom, look at that catapult. That is a beautifully placed catapult, but it needs to move off to the side, so that way you can start spawning units and orc yet again. Gonna be trying to travel around to the side that, again, we don't have vision of, and look at that, they have an exploring warrior, and at this point, wait. Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. The game is over. Did Vengir surrender? So Vengir... Wait a minute. I didn't even finish watching this all the way to the very end. I thought... What? Oh my gosh. All they had to do was keep training swordsmen. Oh, well. So, Vengir... I want to see what they saw. So, at the end of the game, this is Vengir's vision. They're being sieged over here. And we're just gonna... Okay. They have climbing. Okay, so they can unsiege. Well, but then the catapult... Okay, so I see why Vengir's decided to give up. They were like, you know, heck with this, there's nothing else I could do. Vengir had their own massive slew of misplays, but yours definitely could have cost you the game. You got very lucky that it looks like Vengir decided to surrender. Because you broke their spirit. From the looks of it, they had decided at this point there's nothing that they could do. I kind of want to see this. Hold on. 43 stars. Am I seeing that right, or is that a bug? Wait a minute. Okay, they're moving out. Oh, this is a live game. Oh, I think I see what happened. So they're gonna kill. They're gonna move forward. I'm gonna get that right over there. They pick up climbing so they can go onto those mountains. They're knocking on your doorstep. Oh, they time out. They do nothing. Oh! Yeah. So, your opponent, from the looks of this, you got very lucky that, lesson learned, life is OP, but this swordsman should have killed the catapult that's on Gulak, and then this swordsman should have been like, notice, you're struggling against a player that ended up skipping 3 of their turns because of that, and then you were turning stuff around to the point that there's not really anything they can do, and then they went, oh, well, there's nothing I could do at this point. I've just lost 3 turns. I'm going to assume that life was overpowered, and that's what ended up leading to this conclusion. I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick pause. But, yeah, look at that. Vengir's heading over to the back to pick up even more economy. They had all the stars in the world. They could have... because they could have picked up hunting, followed by forestry, so that's 20 stars right over there. And with those 20 stars... so they have 23 left. Pick up mining. And then... oh, can they do it? Hold on. So I just checked. It was, of course, I mean, I should remember what they look like, but the killer, so that's the killer monument. They were a little too far away from getting another monument. And man, they were just short by, looks like 1. Yeah, no, they don't have enough stars to get everything they need. That is a huge bummer for Vengir. But, yeah, that's, this is definitely a case that life is a little bit overpowered. If your opponent was able to continue playing this through, I'm pretty certain they would have overwhelmed you. Yes, this catapult right here, it would have protected you, but this catapult actually would have been better off down here below the Lumberhot instead of north of Orc. It should have been to the west right over here, because that gives you all the protection that you need to defend up. Without overextending your catapult, especially since you're already having issues with overextending units and feeding a whole bunch of units and experience to your opponent. So, hopefully you found this insightful. I wish you the best of luck in your future games. So, things to be working on is exploring. This is a thing that's always, that I'm always repeating in all my videos. Knowing when and how to explore, and how to do it the correct way to get the best vision possible. Thing number 2 is unit placement. All these riders have no business ending their turn all the way up here in front of your enemy. They're not blocking enemy unit. They're just sitting there so that way your enemy can kill them. Move those riders back. Let the riders heal so that way they can come back and fight even stronger. That is why riders are so strong, is the fact that they can hit an enemy, run all the way back, and if they need to, heal up and then run back in again to continue the job. And then after that, your technology choices were excellent. You have an excellent sense for what technologies to get at which point of time, so keep that up. At that point, there's nothing I need to critique on when it comes to your technology. And even for the fact that you had a really atrocious map, I do think that you actually could have naturally fought Vengir off and potentially even pushed in and killed them with even before having to pick up catapults. If you were able to micromanage your units properly, you easily could have overwhelmed Vengir's swordsmen. Better luck next time. Let me know how it goes in the future games. Send me your future replays, and I'd love to help you out. And until then, best of luck in all of your future games. See you then.